Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. We are back again, and today is another beautiful night because we have a special guest. The the digital entrepreneur journey to success. It took a while for me to because it's a busy month, busy season to find a guest that we could learn from them and hear their journey and also how they become successful in the business, because in life, in any business that we are doing, it's not an overnight success. There is always obstacles along the way, and we want to learn from our experts of how they navigate and how they go through and become successful in any challenges, because we're just like you guys, like regular people that wants to get out of our daily grind and then dive into the digital world. And there's so many in our community that are able to let go of their job and they're very, very successful in this journey. So now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rosalyn Adkins. I am a global digital business mentor. Now I'm going to give a chance to my business partner to introduce herself. Then we can welcome our guest for tonight. Hi, Sister Esa. Good afternoon.
Hi,
Ay, good
sis. Thank
evening.
you so much for this
Good evening
opportunity.
pala.
Good. Yes, thank you so much. We're back again in our episode, the digital entrepreneur journey to success. For our audience, my name is Teresa. I'm digital business owner and a mentor. And here we have a new this episode here. It's really amazing because we have our special guest for tonight, and I hope you guys can learn something and resonate her story. You know why she joined this digital business.
That's right. Thank you so much, Sister Esa. And now I'm not gonna wait any longer. Let's welcome our special guest for the night. Hi, Sis Joyce. Good
Hello.
evening.
Hi,
Good
sis.
evening. Hi,
Sis
Thank you
everyone.
so
Joyce.
much.
Yes, please tell us a little bit about your background and also for our audience.
Hello, I'm Joyce. I am from Hamilton, Ontario, in Canada. I am just like Sis Rose and Sis Teresa. I'm also a digital entrepreneur. I am a mom of two kids. I am a single mom, and I am a dental assistant by profession and an office manager at the same time.
Wow, you are so busy, Sis Joyce. But of course, on top of that, you are thriving in your business, and I cannot wait to hear your journey to success in this business. So, thank you so much for accepting our invitations. We appreciate your time, and when anytime you need us, we'll always be there as well. So, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced, and how did you overcome this, Sis Joyce?
My first challenge when I get into this business was not being tech savvy. And the second one was my mindset. My mindset was not there. There were so many changes that I have encountered. First, you have to do all those trainings and all that, meeting a lot of people. I was such an introvert when I started this business, but um, I work first on my mindset. I opened myself up that I became coachable. I was willing to accept the criticisms and take it as I needed it for my success. I did started reading the book, so it helped me with my self growth. And with the computer part, well, little by little, I had such good people around me, not my direct mentor. I found a mentor from all the way from Saskatchewan, and then one was from Montreal. They both helped me go through a lot of things. And, as long as you are open and coachable, all these struggles and setbacks are easier to face. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree and I understand that because when I first started as well, I have no idea about computer. And that was my biggest fear of like I want to get out of my comfort zone, but how? The how is the biggest worry. But in reality, when we work in our mindset here, is the how is none of our problem.
Yep.
But like really, what I love about these communities is that the growth happens here, because we are comfortable in our comfort zone, work, home, taking care of the family, work, home. But there is no growth. when I discovered this and joined this amazing community, it opens a lot of potentials. The mindset, as what you mentioned, that our really first challenges here as well, and then everything that follows. But I am so happy, and like, because there's so many people I'm sure can resonate your stories, because we all been there. I've
Mhm.
been in the situations like I don't even know how to turn on my laptop. But there's so
Yes.
many nowadays. There is so many like you can research on YouTube how to use the technology
Yep.
that guides. So thank you so much, and now let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I'm the same thing with you, that with me when I started, it's like mindset. It took me a while to get my mindset change. And,
Yep.
like I said, we always there's a lot of way to improve and change our mindset, but you have to start with small. So that's what I did, all this the Zoom meeting really helps to grow our change our mindset from employee to business mindset. So thank you, sis Joyce. Okay, how did you discover this online business opportunity, and what made you decide to pursue it?
So when I became a single mom, it was a little bit difficult. I just graduated from another program that I took. I stopped working as a dental assistant, and I took another 6-month course to become a personal support worker. And so when I graduated, of course, first I have to think of, now I am on my own. I need to rent an apartment. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I didn't have a job, so I first looked for a job. But when I found a job, it was so hard to be a personal support worker. The only job that I could find was a part-time one. So I got two part-time jobs, and it was still not enough. And luckily, I think, when you're asking for something, an old boss offered me to help her out to work back in the dental world, and I accepted it. But it was during my days off and my hours after work, which is midnight. Um, so I've been actually looking for a second source, no, a third source of income. And then for some reason, a friend of mine, I saw a post from a friend of mine's Facebook about his wife, that she was doing, like, taking pictures in her backyard of a checks. And at that time, I think she was saying that she's continuously getting 5 digits, 3 consecutive months of 5 digits income. And she was also a nurse at that time, and she was a PSW at that time. She was doing another part time job. And I said, how can she do that? So I started following it. And then now she announced that, oh, I got another 5 digit income. So I asked her husband and I said, what is your wife doing? And he said, well, I will let you connect with her. So I connected with her. I registered, and then I watched the video, and I still didn't understand so much, but I had an idea what it was, and I asked more questions. And after that, I just registered. I don't know what made me do it. I just registered, and I said, if she can do a 5 digit income monthly with three other jobs, then I can do it even if I don't know anything. It was the urge of, I think, for me to rise up, to get back on my 2 feet. That was one of the best reasons that I need to get back on my 2 feet. So I joined. And the possibility, knowing that it is not a pyramid, because that was my concern. Am I doing like recruiting people? She said no. So okay, I signed up and I did my due diligence, and here I am right now. That was it.
Wow. Thank you, Sissy. It's really amazing. If we see a opportunity, sometimes we're really a lot. Most of us, when we see the ads or the posts and stuff, we're skeptical, because especially when we see the checks. It's
Yeah.
like it sounds to be true, like, but when we have to like realize that if we want something, these opportunities, we have to take actions, because sometimes they just think that's the scammers and they were scared. So yeah, and thanks God that you joined, because when I saw the ads, for me, I didn't really join right away, because I still have, financially, I'm
Yeah.
still looking for that. But and now I realize I wish I started so I
Earlier.
saw the ads. Yeah, I so wish I started earlier. But now, but it's not. I didn't really regret, because I started sooner. I
Yes,
found.
that is amazing. Same here as well. But for me, it's really, sis, when I first started, I don't really understand what I'm doing, but I have my heart is like beating like 120 miles. So I said, I think this is it for me. But then it's really amazing, like it changed hundreds of thousands of people in our community, and how it changed your life, and it may change a lot of people as well, whoever's watching us. So
Yeah.
for our next assist for our audience who are wondering, I think we already covered a little bit of thinking of what really we are doing here in this business. Like, do you have to handle inventory, selling product, or primary focused on recruiting and mentoring others?
So what I liked in this business, because when I first talked to that lady that the wife who was doing the online business, that's the first thing I asked. Do I have to buy a subscription? Do I have to pay monthly? Do I have to buy a product? Do I have to sell the product to make my points higher and to keep my rank high, right? Because I've done all that too before. And she said no. So we don't do inventory. We don't recruit. What we do is we actually leverage our business. We leverage our business. That's why we are like we're doing online, because we leverage the social media, different platforms. And one of the best platforms that I do is the Facebook, because I don't have Instagram, I don't have LinkedIn. So um, we just leverage our business. We encourage people. We help people build their dreams. We help them how to start with a business, but we do not sell any of those products to them. Right.
Yes, that is amazing, and that's why we are here. Because if this business involved of selling and recruiting, we wouldn't be here, guys.
Yeah.
We came from different background and different profession, and what we are searching here is to achieve the time freedom and financial freedom. So that's why sis Joyce is here, all the way from Canada and sharing her journey. So we do mentors, like our like pretty much helping others to help them and guide them, but we pretty much leverage the as well as this Joyce. Thank you so much. The social media, I do have TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I pause, but yes, and for our audience, different platform of social media you could use. We have training that really guides everyone here, and that's why we are able to run this business successfully.
Hmm.
Yeah. So now let's move on to these very exciting questions here.
Okay, for our audience, or for our for busy parents there, or single mom, how do you effectively manage and sustain success on your online business?
How I manage?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, first, one thing that I have discovered when I started doing this was I need to have a work life balance, right? I have to make sure managing a dental office is stressful as it is. So I do that from 8:30 until sometimes 6 o'clock. Um, and then I do work on my business. Sometimes I do it when I am on a break or when I get home. But my weekends, I do spend a lot of my weekends because I don't work weekends as a manager. I work on my business on the weekends, like Saturdays. I do a lot of hosting. Mondays, I still do host on 12 noon with the daily drop-ins with Coach BB. Um, and how do I sustain my success? See, how do I define success? The success that I define might not be financial like everybody else, but gaining personal growth in this business through this business was a lot for me. I became more comfortable in front of the camera. I became more talkative. I became more I think I became more in touch with other people even though I have not met them. I My leadership was more enhanced and developed through this business. And how another success that I found was with a financial, it is so good to feel when you get that check from the mail. It does help. I have so when I joined this business, by the way, guys, I talked about I had three jobs. So when I got this business, I actually left those two jobs because those two jobs were like 24/7 for me. I start at 7, I then finish at 11:30, and that's even holidays and weekends. So when I became a digital business owner, I focus on one job. Um, and I had long hours when I started, but as soon as I got this business all kind of settled, and then I had this automated system working for me after, you know, when I started, it was difficult not being tech savvy, and also I did had to do a lot of training when I started, but that was part of learning and being a starter or a new business owner. You learn a lot of things so that you can run your business efficiently. And once that is done, this business is run by an like it's automated. So there is like even if I'm sleeping, my business runs for me. So once that has been covered, it made it so easy for me to do even my full-time job and my part-time online business. And when I got my payday every now and then, it actually helped me um, travel with my kids. My kids are too young when we I started, but now that we can schedule travel without worrying if can we go far, can we do this, can we do that. So that gave me a lot of freedom. And also, you know, um, with the financial part of it, aside from the time freedom that I got and the travel that we did, I was able to help some of my relatives back home as well. So that's another benefit that this business does for me.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow, that's really amazing. It's really inspiring, you know. Like I can relate that when like for me when I start this, you know, it's not like you see a result because most people they think like when you join this business, you see a result financially. When for me, my success is like I have my personal growth, you know. I start this like I'm a really introvert person, you know. I'm really shy, you know. I can't even doing go live. When I started, I was like debating should I go live. I never didn't go live for like a year
Oh,
until this 6A and BN program. It really helps me, and Sis Roswell is my accountability partner, and she really pushes me. And I think and also she's my answered prayer too. So yes, I'm really it's really your personal growth here really. I mean, it's
yeah,
amazing this community when you started. If you want to join this, this opportunity. So thank you, Sis Joyce. It was amazing.
Yeah, I love the way how you bring up that, we all define different definition of success,
yeah,
because some people may define success about money, but really here in our community, we define success when we understand the business, when we know how to our mindset, like control and learn how the proper way of the important of mindset, and then the helping others, and then everything follows. That's how we define success here, the learning opportunities that we have and all the achievements that we receive. Thank you so much, Sis Joyce. That's amazing.
True.
So, for our last, before we end our live, we really have a wonderful time here. So, for our audience who are watching right now, Sis Joyce, and then like they are, they're not happy in their situations financially, and they're praying for a way out that could help them, but they are very skeptical. So, what would you say to someone who is hesitant or skeptical about starting but deeply desires change?
Well, I guess the first step for skeptics is before you become a skeptic, you need to know first why you are a skeptic. And then before you doubt something, look into it first. So the best way to do that is register. Give your name and a valid email address. Learn about it. Research about it. And if you still think that we are scammers, I don't think we will be showing our faces here. I don't think we will be doing this live broadcast and episodes. I don't think I will be posting pictures of my family. I don't think I will be letting people know where I live,
Right.
because scammers will not tell you who they are. And here we are, bold and beautiful ladies, being authentic, telling you our stories. And these stories are real because we have lived it. So before you even doubt, do your research, right? Like, you cannot judge a book by its cover. That's one thing that I'm a kind of person who doesn't just judge a person. I give chances because I believe people deserve their second chance. So give us a chance. Send us your email, a valid email of that, and your name, and see what this is all about, right?
Yeah. Thank you so
You know,
much. I
if
totally
your
agree with you.
also, if your desire is really that high, like if your desire for change is really there, if you are ready for that change, take a step, move one foot forward. Don't hesitate, because you'll always wonder, and you will look back. What have I missed along the way? What if I did that? Would you always have regret in your life if you don't take the chance? So
Yeah.
take your chance.
That's right, and that's why we are here. Because we take that chance,
Yes.
and there is no turning back. We are so happy and grateful to be part of this amazing community. And yes, simply registered your name and email. And the reason why, because there's so many also comments that we hack them once they registered. So I want to clarify that we are not here to hack your account. We are not hackers. We
No,
are simply
guys,
promoting and we're
I'm not tech savvy, so I don't even know how to do that.
same. So we don't even know how to hack. So simply registered your name and email so you will have access to our workshop. And then the reason why we offer you to register, so like if you registered to Sis Joy's email, she will be your mentor. Our system would know and assign that she will be the one who mentor you if ever you proceed to this business, because we all have, each of us have amazing mentor and coaches that guide us in this journey. On top of that, the whole community support that we got. So we are not alone in this business. So if you are interested in learning something or want to learn more and want to change your life, always remember, nothing changes, nothing changes. You have to make that decision for yourself. Take actions. You're not gonna lose anything. It's free info, and then proceed to the next steps. Reach out to us for more informations if you're still don't you have questions in your mind.
That's right.
So thank you so much, Sis
Thank you, guys.
Joyce, and
So
thank
nice
you
to
so
meet
much,
you.
Sister
Thank you
Rest.
so much for your time.
Thank you, everyone, and I hope we give value and you learn something from us tonight. And we will be back again next week. Hopefully, we'll find a special guest that can share their journey to success in this digital world.